Testing. Testing. Feedback coming.
Whoa, that's working. That's very loud. Okay, can't use my usual microphone, but I'm using the headphone mic.
Okay, can't use my usual microphone, but I'm using the headphone mic.
And
Okay,
it's
can't use my usual microphone, but I'm using
sorry, God. Yeah, it's super loud now. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, hopefully this isn't too loud now. Christ almighty. I just want to chill the synthwave and draw, and it just gets me all wound up, pissed off. All right. Time to draw some violence. Just gotta do a little touch up on this first. Gotta get some dark synth going. I need to chill out, not get more fired up. I need an easier view of the chat here. There we go. Doing all right. It's hard to get back in the swing of things after getting back from Japan. It's been a couple weeks with horrible jet lag, worse than I've ever had in my life, but now it's just been hard. It's like, I don't know. I think it's just my introvert tendencies. I've been working a lot. I've been inspired after Japan. It was cool, but I haven't wanted to jump on a stream and like deal with this shit, you know, like being social and the technical stuff. I just want to like turn on the computer and draw, so I get lazy about setting up the stream. So, but almost did it last night, but I got too busy and I couldn't do it for Mondays. But still want to try to get back to the regular Monday thing. Thanks, dude. Yeah, shot to are cool. It's just a big car explosion that basically kills his daughter that kicks off the whole story. Sure fight. I should probably just leave it as is, but I was trying a little something I saw in a manga as far as a little extra detail. Yes. Good timing too. The new Daredevil series started with has Punisher. Well, I guess that's not too much of a spoiler considering he's in the image of the on the Disney app. But Punisher was in this week's episode. Which obviously I love the Punisher. I think they're doing a Punisher series on Disney too, which I can't wait for. I'm loving the new Daredevil one so far. Wasn't sure if I'd like it Disney-fied, but still pretty violent and good. I'm liking it. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody knew Punisher was going to be in it before it even started, pretty much. It's like pictures and stuff. But it's not really a big spoiler to the overall story anyway. They sort of hint at it. I mean, he has part of the storyline, but not in a way that just him being in it spoils anything. They kind of allude to it in the very first episode, so. And I'm still not sure quite exactly what role he's going to play in the show yet. He just kind of showed up this episode and had some interaction, but I don't want to say too much and ruin stuff for anyone else. One thing about going to Japan, though, is I bought a whole bunch of Shonen Jumps. Been looking at all that manga and so much zipatone they use, and it just looks so cool. I love all the black and white art, and it's really cool. So I'm trying to use more. Like, I found this effect in a manga. If I zoom in, this is all halftone here with the smoke. Just used a soft brush to sort of paint it in. Looks really cool. I saw it in a issue of that All You Need Is Kill manga that the Edge of Tomorrow Tom Cruise movie is based on, which is actually my favorite anime of all time. Tekken Concrete is done by Studio 4C, or is it Studio 4 Degrees C? That's how it's written, like Studio 4 Degrees, but I think it's just Studio 4C. They're doing an adaptation of the actual straightened manga, and it looks really good. I can't wait. I was in Japan for 8 days. It was cool, man. We freaking went to Shibuya, went to Shinjuku, we were all over Tokyo. We were in the onsen hot springs. We went north to south all over. We went everywhere, man. It's crazy. We were walking like 12 miles a day too. My body was destroyed when I got back. Even my wife, who's 11 years younger than me, like on our last day, we were killing half a day waiting to go to the airport after we checked out of our Airbnb, and it was like neither of us could hardly even walk anymore. Our knees and feet were all fucked up. Because you take the train everywhere too, so you're walking everywhere. But it was so cool. We're gonna go probably every year now. I've been taking Japanese lessons since I got back. I'm all in. So we're both on Duolingo now. Since we can fly for free, I'm gonna try to go more regularly. I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I'll maybe do it on one of the more scheduled Monday streams. But I'll show some of the stuff I picked up there too, like some of the Shonen Jumps and the. So I got some analog art supplies there too, like some actual halftone sheets and stuff, which you can order here from Deleter, but they cost like 3 times as much. And it was just kind of cool to see it all on a shelf there in an art store to pick through. Got the best art store on earth there. Sakaido in Shinjuku. It's the best. Yeah. So you've been. Okay, cool. Yeah, you understand. It's like there's so much too. You can go a million times and not see it all. Now's a good time to go because the U.S. dollar is so strong there. Although that's not going to last for long with how our economy is going now with our Orange Hitler regime. But it's good. It's a good time at the moment. Things were super cheap out there. Not everything, but there's some things that are expensive that are weird. Like you could get this big meal of like rice and meat and all kinds of stuff, and some drinks, like a nice, really good dinner at some hole in the wall on the street and stuff. But if you order just a glass of Coke, it's like It's like $6 or something. It's weird. They got some weird thing with Coca-Cola. It's like super expensive everywhere. You can buy it in a vending machine for a normal price, but to get a glass of it in a restaurant, for some reason, it's really expensive. Oh, dude, I just wanted to add a few little cracks in here. I don't want to do too much. This is pretty much done. I just wanted to add a little. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it clean. I'm overdoing it. It was good before. Adding noise. Just gotta learn when to call it quits. It was fine before. I'm just gonna leave it. There we go. There's the page. Page 6. The next day, yeah, it's turned out awesome. Got some Frank Miller glass breaking windshield there. Or Jeff Darrow, maybe. Like hard boiled style. And, let's see. Now, this. Time to jump on this one. There we go. Time for some head crush. This isn't actually a page from the comic, but just kind of a taste of what the second half of the book's going to be like. Now it's been all kind of boring and tame with, the car chase and stuff, and his daughter in the hospital, which I'll be posting those pages. I got like 5 more pages done already, but it's not exciting to draw on stream. So I just kind of drawing it behind the scenes, but a couple more pages, then it starts getting into the good shit. Then it'll just be all destruction and gore and fighting to the last half of the book, the last like 15 pages of it. Okay. Oh, nice, dude. I want to see that. What happened? There was a shoot. What was it? Was it a illustration agent or something, or like a children's book thing? I forget. It was like a few weeks back now. You were hanging out with somebody doing something creative that was supposed to kick in. I forgot what it was now. Did that pan out to anything, or? Oh, it wasn't an actual job. It's more like a, here's what you got to do to get a job. Oh, I gotcha. What was it? What was she again? I'm sorry, I'm totally spacing. Was it a like a literary agent again? Forgot. Totally having a brain fart on what it was right now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You're reinvesting in animation, but is the children's illustration stuff actually still something you'd be interested in, though, as well? Something I'm a little bit interested in, but not sure my style matches it, though, but still would be kind of cool. I've been looking into it as well. There's this British guy I watched that has a lot of good advice on it. He's an illustration agent. Let me tell you his name here. Yeah. Well, I did learn something interesting today about children's books, especially if you're pitching them, like, contrary to what I'm doing with a comic here, where I'm just going to do the whole thing and then sell it or print it myself or Kickstart it or something. With children's books, it's actually better to not take such a big risk and produce the entire thing and then try to sell it to a publisher. Most publishers like to, you know, get your pitch idea, but then sort of help develop it a bit with you to make it a better product. So a lot of the time, if you have a completely finished product that they won't have any input on, they'll tend to pass on it because they don't. I mean, it's rare something's going to be so amazing, especially first time out, that they'll be completely sold without any input. And so then they're a little bit turned off to it if they don't have any. Yeah, yeah. I've had a couple children's books ideas I've been had floating around for a while, cat related stuff that I'm thinking about putting together some pitches for some agents maybe. But I don't know, that's just another thing. I wouldn't mind just getting hired to do illustrations for books either. That's sort of one of my goals this year, because I did illustrations for that sci-fi novel trilogy a couple years back that was really cool. So I'd love to do more of that. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it kind of reminds me of comics. You just got hired and to do it. You're the only artist on it and the writer and an editor maybe, and you kind of go over what needs to be drawn, and then you just sit down and draw it and deliver the images. And, you know, got to run some roughs by the agent to get things approved. But once you get the idea approved, you just sit down and grind on it till it's done. That's cool. That's cool. Have you seen the new show by the Scavengers Reign guys and Mike Judge, the Common Side Effects? I'm gonna come down and work on some gore. It's more fun. Oh man, it's a really good show. Really good writing too. Really great design too. It's so weird looking, but like all the characters are so well done. There's nobody attractive in it. Everybody's sort of odd looking, but it's so accurate to like real life people. It's kind of a trip. Voice acting's really good too. What is it on? I think it's on Max, actually. Pretty sure it's on Max. Because it is somewhat adult. You mean the Cyberpunk short, the Last Secret Agent Man thing? Yeah, the pomades. It's been sitting for a while. It's almost done for as far as I'm going to take it. I just haven't had the energy to go in and finish it. It needs like some editing and lots of touch-ups here and there. I'm paring it way down because I'm just kind of burnt out on it. I made it too big, but I've got enough done that I can pretty much just wrap it up. I just have a little bit of work to do on some scenes and just some editing, but I've just been so burnt out on it. Just 3D stuff in general. I'm trying to keep up with it at work too, and I'm just like, ugh. Been enjoying just drawing. Just need to take a little break. Oh, sorry, Mask Blue. I didn't even see you up there. You got almost 80% of my icons? What icons? Like chat emojis or something that they give you in YouTube? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, at the bottom there. Yeah, is there any you don't know? There's some naughty ones in there. Not porn, but this one, DC++, that's for downloading comic books. Even though just off screen I have shelf after shelf after shelf of comics. But got this remuxing program. Yeah. 3 blenders. Got like 6 3D softwares in there. Some of the comic book backgrounds, you mean, or just do like a live stream doing some Blender backgrounds? Oh yeah, okay. Oh nice. I'm as aggressive Mobius as you want is all good with me. Or aggressively Mobius. By the way, I noticed John Mahoney was doing some life drawing at the place where you and I met. I always forget the abbreviation for the name, but I guess they still doing some life drawing sessions there or something, or is he doing classes again? I've been meaning to meet up with John just to hang out, but it's had time and months. Yeah, CTN Studios. Yeah, he did some figure sketches there last week at CTN. Saw on his Instagram. So I was wondering if he was doing classes or he's just attending some other classes there or something. Yeah, same here. I am using 600 DPI 11 by 17 mask blue, and basically standard American comic book paper size. But some people say you only need to do up to like 400 DPI, but I like to just go up to 6 or even 12. But I think 6 is enough just to make sure every detail comes through, even my really fine lines. Especially because I use halftone a lot more now too, and I want to make sure all the resolutions are good for it. I figure if I have the hard drive space and my computer can handle it, going a little too big is better than not going big enough. So. But yeah, I zoom out. It's just a standard 11 by 7. I just don't have the borders turned on. This is just a pinup. It's not really a page. Oh yeah, he that's Jason Hill, Blizzard director. Yeah, he I worked on a bunch of stuff with him for like 2 or 3 years, 2.5 years. A lot of it was the some in-game stuff that didn't come out, but a lot of the stuff in his short there, or in his demo reel there, I worked on. Especially the first thing I ever worked on at Blizzard was this shot he has in there of a Sojourn sort of introduction. The black girl with the mechanical legs and the machine gun. She was like jumping on. She's like running up on the rooftops, and he jumps off down onto the ground and does a roll, and then jumps up and takes out a whole bunch of the Omnic bots and shoots them and stuff, and then jumps and like stomps on one. And that whole sequence was like the first thing I did when I got to Blizzard, so that was pretty cool. He's a cool guy, good director too. I liked working with him a lot. Yeah, it always caused confusion because he was Jason Hill and I'm Jason Hall, so one letter difference. And he's been there much longer than me, so he got to keep his real name. It was all good fun though. Yeah. Oh, believe me, we probably did it in meetings. All the jokes. We eventually went with my Klingon name, Joel. Joel. Yeah, pretty much the whole like first 2.5 years of pandemic of working remote, I worked mostly with him. So, he's a cool dude. As long as we aren't walking up a hill, KISSING. Because, that'd be inappropriate for the workplace, inter-office relationships. Just kidding. He's married. So am I. It was the 1950s. We'd all be wearing suits and drinking whiskey at lunch instead of working remote. This guy's teeth are all fucked up. Oh, the days. Back in the days when your secretary would buy you alcohol and cover up your affairs for you without any issues. Just kidding. Too much Mad Men influence there. War's kind of tough, man. It takes a lot of thought. More than I anticipated. Drawn a lot of like body parts being ripped off and like blood splattering, but when you get like real detailed, specific gore, like breaking skin and teeth and smashing. Like, it's kind of tough. Yeah, you could like do it super messy too and like cover up a lot of the details, but in this case I want to have like, I want to see the real disturbing stuff clearly. You know, like the breaking skin and bone pieces and blood squirting out of eyeballs and stuff. I don't think this is one I'll be sending to the children's book illustration agents, though. Yeah, gotta be careful. It's on the permanent record on YouTube with the live streams. I don't go back and edit this shit, so. Entrapment, yeah. These guys' heads are completely getting demolished together, though. Maybe this will be the cover. Just kidding. No one would put this on their shelves. Which is kind of okay with me. I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, all the fights in the last half of the book are going to be, basically every panel is going to be super gory fights like this, so I need to get some practice in with these pinups as a warm-up, because I haven't drawn that much gore before. It really makes you learn even more about anatomy and structure of things more than you realized you'd have to know in order to tear it up. Figured you could kind of cheat a lot, but not necessarily. Gives me a newfound respect for Ryan Otley. I was looking at some old Invincible for inspiration today. He does gore so well, but it's like done in a clean comic book style too. It's amazing. Yeah, I have trouble looking at that stuff though. I look at anatomy and I try to interpret how it would break up, but I can't look at like medical gore images and stuff. That'll fuck me up too much. Which doesn't really make much sense considering this comic book I'm doing, but that's just how I am. I'm a weirdo. I mean, honestly, most of the stuff I do is pretty non-violent anyway. This is just happens to be a special circumstance this time. Once I get this out of my system, maybe I'll be back to super clean adventure stuff. Who knows? Or maybe I'll get hooked on it. But I don't know. Probably a former though. As I get older and stuff, I have trouble. I used to watch all horror and slasher movies and murder porn and all that stuff, but I have trouble watching a lot of that stuff now. If the deaths are too gory and stuff, I can't. Like Frightener, if I was in my teens, I would have been all over that shit, but now I'm kind of like, I did not like it. It's like too much. It's disturbing. Yeah, like it's kind of weird. I mean, this is, as I've said a million times, this is more of a cathartic sort of purge of emotion from the last year and a half of shit in my life. So it's kind of like rage drawing with the violence and gore. So I'm kind of cool with it. It feels good. But aside from that, usually my stuff is very non-violent. It's not like Kitty, but I don't usually have, like, even my secret agent thing. I've written an entire animated series of that and pitched it. And the whole thing it doesn't have projectile weapons. It doesn't have guns or gore or anything like that. It all has like handheld weapons like swords and bats and things just to make fights look cooler. But also no one really ever dies. I never had anyone really die. They'll get defeated and stuff and get beat up, but it's never like gory and stuff. They're never gonna get like heads chopped off with a sword fight. It's more like the sword will get knocked out of their hand. They might get their clothes cut and maybe a little bit of black blood splurts or something, but nothing too gory or graphic. So, which is usually my vibe. Yeah, me too. I shouldn't be doing this shit right before I go to bed. I'm gonna have nightmares from my own drawings. But no, actually, I feel like it'll do the opposite. It sort of gets that shit out of my head so I don't have the nightmares on this, which is why I wonder if maybe I'll end up getting hooked. I guess it depends on how bad life goes for the next year. Yeah, it is for sure. I don't know if you've seen the first Frightener movie. This is spoiler if say something if you don't want me to tell you that, or if other people are listening, just tune out for a couple minutes. But one of the first murders in the movie is when I turned it off, actually. Like, it's this big long scene of this girl, she's naked and hung upside down by her feet, but alive and screaming, and he takes a fucking chainsaw and just shot after shot, angle after angle of him just smiling and like slowly sawing her in half down the middle from like between the legs down, reverse downwards. And it's just so disturbing and gross, and like that's like the start of the movie, and I'm just like, ugh. But it is funny. I saw a little behind the scenes of the guys making that movie, and they're all kind of just having a great old time with like the prosthetics and just like splashing blood everywhere and just throwing it everywhere, just like goofing around, because it's like it's not as disturbing when they're behind the scenes just throwing blood packs and spraying blood on camera and stuff. They're just totally goofing around. Yeah, well, like body horror as far as like with murder and stuff, I don't like. If it's something like The Fly, like Soderbergh does, or like what I think The Substance is, I kind of get into that a little bit, actually. Even like Human Centipede, that shit's fucked up, but I'll watch it. But it's not murder and death. Well, Human Centipede kind of is. I mean, they kind of are, but not in the same way. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't even make sense, but it doesn't affect me the same way as just straight up like slasher film murder. Or even some regular movies, if like the death scene of somebody is like almost too realistic and hits you too hard, like it's really hard for me to sit through. Yeah, I guess it depends. Sometimes the body horrors are tough. I haven't seen Substance yet, but I do want to see it. But I know like The Fly is great, even though it's tough to watch certain parts of it. But also, The Fly 2 really fucked me up. Like, not even the body horror stuff. The part with that poor dog, that mutated dog, just really tore me up. I can't watch it. Poor doggo. Oh, really? Oh, man. You should see that one. It's one of Jeff Goldblum's best roles, too. It'll make more sense why he was... If you see that movie, it'll make more sense why he was playing like a sex symbol in Jurassic Park. Doing his shirtless poses in the Jeep and stuff. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's the man. He's so unique. I love him. I've loved every era of Jeff Goldblum. Even his weirdo jazz persona he has now. Totally. It's dad energy, but also at the same time, the least likely guy I'd ever trust to be a dad. Although, I wonder what he's like in real life. I don't see him do a lot of interviews or just like he's not on social media. He doesn't really interact much. So it's hard to know what his outside his movie character personality's like. But maybe that's what's helped his career to want to show the wizard behind the curtain on that one, just to keep him like the characters you know him as, kooky characters. But I think he does actually play like jazz synth or something in real life, a little bit like his Thor character or something. But he seems like he's probably a super nice guy though. Very fun to hang out with. I hope. Hope he doesn't turn out to be an asshole or something and ruin it. Yeah, same here. That's pretty much all my real life exposure I have to him, which isn't really a good read on what he's really like. Unless that's what he's maybe he is just like his characters in real life, which would be amazing. I'd totally be down with that. I kind of have a feeling he is actually. Excuse me. Oh, yes, I've made it. I've got spam bots. Best viewers on streamboo.com. I'm sure that's totally legit. Everybody go visit Streamboo. There won't be any scripts that'll invade your system or malware, anything, I'm sure. You'll meet the boo of your dreams. How do I ban? I don't know how to ban on StreamYard. Oh, it's you probably can't see it. It's on Twitch because I'm co-streaming on Twitch, and if I bring this is one of the texts I got on there. But don't anyone follow this. It's totally spam. I'm just showing it. So I was just making fun of it, like, ooh, I got a spam bot. I forgot. Sometimes I use OBS to stream with when I'm solo streaming, and I have it show the chat for both on there sometimes, but I didn't feel like dealing with that. I just jumped straight into StreamYard, which is supposed to just kind of work without any setup. Contrary to how today's stream started, but that's what I thought would happen. So, but yeah, I forgot it doesn't show the chats on screen. Yeah. Wonder if YouTube has any or they have the guidelines against nudity in certain words, but I wonder if I'm gonna get shadow banned or anything from this. Me and my gigantic following. No. It would suck to keep grinding, trying to get noticed and stuff, and find out you were shadow banned the whole time. Yeah. I could probably show the worst score as long as I don't show a nipple. That's the case with Instagram, so. Oh, what's up, Mark? Sweet, dude. Yeah, I'm actually wrapping up in a couple minutes here, actually, but it's good to see you. I've seen you on Rob streams a couple times too. I just was kind of hovering though because I was at work, so I didn't really chat or say hi, but I saw you on there. Oh, cool. Thanks, Garrett. Good to know. Oh well. Yeah, good to see you though, Mark. I want to start streaming more though. I've just been trying to get back in the swing of things. Do some more streaming on the weekends too. Do some co-streaming again. Kind of cool. Get Nadius in here as well. Are you streaming any of the comic making work or? Yeah, I went to Japan for a couple weeks, late in February, and then came back and it's just pretty busy and jet lag really bad. So it's just been hard to sort of get back in the flow of everything. But oh wow, cool. But yeah, I do want. Do you want to do another stream with Nadius or something sometime? I think we'd actually mentioned it a few weeks back too, and I thought it'd be cool. But then, yeah, I didn't hardly do any streams there. But I want to do it again. That was super fun when we did it. So. I forget, Mark. What neighborhood are you in? You're out here, right? You're out here, right? Was it Santa Monica? Forgot. It's been a little while. Oh yeah, I've been thinking the same thing, dude. I can just imagine it because same here. I'm on. I've done 8 pages so far of mine, and each page gets a little better. And um, I just think, yeah, what if I'd just been doing this shit for like 20 years already, like a full time? I'd be so damn good by now. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, Garrett, who's in here chatting with, he's a friend of mine too. He works in the animation industry too, so we've run into each other a couple times and chatted it up. We'll just we'll ask you last minute when you don't have time to think about it, and then you just have to jump in. Now, even like last time, if you end up not wanting to draw, even just chatting about stuff was kind of fun. Just like a whole real light, no pressure thing. Yeah, industry pros. Yeah, Garrett's he works in animation actually, or was. He's on the job hunt like many people right now. So if you hear of any animation gigs. Oh, there you go. Yeah, before I could answer, yeah, 2D vision animation. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of 2D animation that goes on. More for TV though, yeah. Like I actually I've been starting to keep an eye on what's going on with a place called The Lion Animation. They've been doing some awesome stuff. They do trailers and stuff. I think they're actually working on a feature now, but I'd love if they did a series or something. Their stuff is so good. I would love to work. They're kind of like really hot right now, kind of like Titmouse was a few years ago when they were first blowing up. Yeah, I think so. They're definitely an American studio, um, which is pretty cool, which is rare for the level of stuff they do and the style. Because it's very Sakuga anime style action. Yeah, how do you like this gore, Mark? This is just a pinup, but this is basically what the second half of my Punish comic is going to look like. All the fights just super gory and brutal. So I'm just trying to get warmed up, trying to get better at drawn gore, basically. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what I want. Or like Ryan Otley's Invincible stuff. Yeah, I read manga for sure. Yeah. There's actually, I'm reading two mangas right now that are pretty interesting. They're, oh shoot, what are they called? One is called Tank Chair, which is like a couple years old. And it's like, this guy in a wheelchair that wears a mask, and he just goes around like he's got like this war chair that he just destroys people in, and he'll just go and like tear people up. It's pretty great. And then there's this older one called Metal Guardian Faust, which I'm not sure what year it came out. It's kind of older, but it's totally a play off of Terminator 2, but it's pretty cool. I like the art in it. So, and then I've been reading the All You Need Is Kill manga recently as well. But speaking of manga, actually, before I log off, I'll show you here. I'll show you my Japan pull for manga that I came back with. Save this out here. I want to show these in more detail on a stream sometime too, but I'll show you. Yeah, Metal Guardian Faust is it's pretty interesting. I like it. It's just this kind of, and this robot guy from the future came back in time to protect this girl who's important, and it's very much like Terminator 2. Let me see here. If I go, there we go. Look at my messy office. I have to go full screen so you can see this shit. Oh, it's gonna be heavy. Arrgh. Let's see here. This is my haul of manga from Japan a couple weeks back. These are all the weekly shonens, and it's nuts. Like, I think this is Shonen, not Shonen Jump, but Shonen Magazine. Yeah, I actually bought an entire suitcase to bring stuff back in that I got, like art supplies and books and magazines. I don't read Japanese yet, but I'm learning it. I'm learning to speak and read it. So the goal is to eventually be able to read some of it, but the first goal is to be able to watch manga without the subtitles, which my wife is about a year ahead of me on learning it, and she can kind of do that. But I'm trying to learn it, doing lessons every day, so picking it up pretty quick. But yeah, it's crazy because like this book here, look how thick that is. It's like 650 to 700 pages. And this thing costs 10,500 yen, which was probably about $8. And if you get something like this in the US, even like those old newsprint, like X-Men Essential editions they were selling a few years ago for like, they were selling for like $25, and it was like half the size of this. And then you just look inside, it's got, it'll have like 20 different stories in here. It's great. So, but I got, yeah, here's the Weekly Jump. I think there's Weekly Jump, and then Shonen Jump, and then Shonen Magazine, and then Ultra Jump. These are all weeklies. Like, can you believe this much shit comes out every week? It's insane. It's all black and white. No wonder these manga artists work themselves to death, man, and like die at their art table, But yeah, there's so much good art in these, though. And actually, one of my favorites is this one. It's actually a more adult one, and it's a thinner one. I think this is actually this is a weekly as well. I'm not sure what it's called though. This was only 480 yen, so it's probably like $3. Yeah, they do get really good. But yeah, this is kind of more adult themed stuff. There's like sex and nudity and like violence in it and stuff, but it's pretty cool. Like, let me see if I can find like. There's one story in here. The art is really good. That I've been really digging. See if we can find it here. There's a lot of sex in his story though too, so I gotta be careful. But the art is really good. Oh shoot, where is it? I don't want to spend all day looking around. I want to bookmark some stuff and do a little streamer video showing some of the stuff too. Some of the better stories out of here. But let's see. This one's got some good stuff though here. And like they have like Sakamoto Days, which is a new Crunchyroll series, which is on, that's currently running in the weekly. That's right here. There's an episode in there. I don't think, is this the, trying to look through here, but yeah, it's cool. It's really good. Like, just like, girl faces and stuff too. It's so good, man. Oh, I haven't seen the Tower Dungeon manga. It's a but my wife watches the anime of it, so I'm familiar with it. This one's interesting too. This was another weekly that's just it's called Twins, I guess, I think. It's another thinner one, but it's all like um you know, like feudal Japan samurai day stories, you know? Like let's see if there's a good example in here. Yeah, it's all like stuff like the you kind of see there, you know. But there's some great art in here too, you know, but it's all very specific story styles and stuff. So, but yeah, man, it's tough to go through it all though. There's still so much. One thing I noticed that's interesting though, which I haven't been able to find out any info about, like I get totally geeky on you, but yeah, unless I'm thinking of a different one, but I thought Tower Dungeon had one, unless there's another one of a similar name. Yeah, just double check. You know, actually, I might be thinking of Delicious Dungeon, which is another anime. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of. Sorry, my bad. I'll have to check it out though, because I wasn't really into the animated movie they made for Blam, but I like the art in it. So. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, so if you look at this manga, you kind of see like the print is normal. It's like black and white, dark black and white ink, but the Shonen magazine and the Jump Weekly are both printed really light, and it's not like I got a misprint, because I saw other ones too, and they're all printed the same way. But I don't know if you can tell off the video, but it's like way lighter print. It's almost like 70% darkness of the other ones, which is weird. Let's see if I can hold them up side by side, like. Yeah, if you look at the difference in like darkness of the print, you kind of see like this one's normal, and that's like so light. I don't know why it does that, because there's so much good detail. That's what I was wondering, because they 700 pages a week. I was like, you know, hey, if we go 15% lighter in ink, we could save like $1 million each week or something, you know. Like, they probably can save a significant amount. But I thought that, but then there's this other one, the Ultra Jump, and that's printed fully dark. So I thought, you know, maybe all the jumps, these thick ones, are printed like that, but they're not, because this one's printed normal. So, but I mean, I saw this issue. Oh, this is another one. I saw that issue and this one at least 3 other times around Japan, and they were all printed the same. You know what's crazy is I bought all of these at 7-Eleven. They have like 2 convenience stores like 7-Eleven there, but they sell them all there. Like, you can get them at other places. I went to the Jump shop for Shonen Jump, and they don't sell any manga there. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I was like, what the fuck? Kind of went out of my way to go to one because I was having trouble finding it. But yeah, 7-Eleven there is nuts. Food is so good too. It's not 7-Eleven either. It's yeah, man, they're so lucky with having a thriving comic industry there. 7-Eleven is called something different in Japan though. Called like 7 and it's shoot, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's like Japanese and Holding, or Japanese Holdings something like that. So I think it's Japanese Holdings something, and like a number. 7th Heaven, yeah. Or I mean, sorry, it's not Japanese. It's 7. It's 7 hold. It's the number 7, and then it says it's right out Holdings, and then something else like Holdings Inc. or something. So it's weird. But it is 7-Eleven, because some of them still have 7-Eleven branding in certain areas. So, because I was like, is this just kind of a ripoff? But it's a weird thing. It's kind of like They used to have Famima here in the U.S., that Japanese convenience store, but it kind of went out of business. But it was Family Mart, which is huge in Japan. But I don't know why they didn't call it Family Mart here. They just called it Famima. So, but it's the same exact store. So, and there's still tons of them in Japan. What about Hardee's and Carl's Jr.? Oh, 7 & I Holdings. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, but I got some. Whoops! As I drop it. Yeah, I got some like good deleter comic paper to try. Although it's nice paper, but it doesn't hold up with the crow quill that well. But I got this really good Japanese artist book on inking techniques too, which is really cool. So. Oh yeah, Hardee's and Carl. That's true. That's true. Because yeah, Colorado was always Hardee's, and I never had Carl's Jr. till I came to California. Different menus too, actually. I also got this out there. This was an interesting art book I found in the Sakaido. It's pretty interesting. Like, it's just a bunch of like character designs, but it's funny. It shows how to draw different body types. Like, it'll go from like kind of your, see if it'll go into fit, like your standard male body, but then it'll go to he's getting a little thicker, a little thicker body there, and then you keep going, a couple more versions. You get to the real stocky guy, which I can relate to this body type. And then it goes the complete opposite too. If you go, there's even a bigger gut on another guy, and then you go to like super skinny, like almost like zombie like. So that's pretty funny. But it's pretty cool because like the whole thing will just have them doing a whole bunch of like different types of faces and angles and hairstyles and stuff. Yeah, like lots of different like types of hairstyles and how you draw it tied back. It's a pretty interesting reference on how to draw comic book style stuff and how to do hairlines correctly and breaking up hair into pieces, bigger chunks with different styles. Yeah, just a lot of like anatomical stuff with the faces, like it's pretty interesting with like the jowls and stuff. Pretty neat. So yeah, it's pretty neat. My wife actually found it because, makes sense because she's with me, but she saw this drawing of a guy in there. She's like, ooh, he's hot. It's like her favorite body type. And I was like, what? And I was looking through, I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good art book. So I ended up buying it. And when I got back to LA, she's like, oh my God, you actually bought it. I was like, yeah, it's a good art book. Trying to find another good example of. Yeah, it even has how to do patches of arm hair. What's up, VFX time? How about my beard? Thank you. So anyway, we're just going over my haul from Japan. I also got this, which was I thought would be very valuable. This little hand model thing, which was cool. It's really cool for the fingers for posing, but there's one problem with it anatomically that doesn't make sense. Like the fingers are great if I need like a cool angle, like drawn, like I don't know, like stuff that's harder to draw with like finger positions, like something, something like that might be kind of hard to draw at certain angles, But put them all up. If you look at the thumb is like completely misplaced. It doesn't make any sense, and it only folds back and forth. So the only way to like make a fist is to put the fingers over it. It's like so stupid. I didn't see it in the package there, so I don't know. It wasn't that expensive though, and it's still kind of a neat tool, and it's still great for like the fingers. Yeah, but that's all right. I don't struggle with the thumb as much as I do with certain finger positions. So yeah, it's a pretty neat little toy though. Goes well with this I didn't get in Japan, but I've had this for a while that I use for reference. This was a Kickstarter I got years ago, but like it's cool because it's like, you know, it has all the anatomy, but it has it on I don't know if you can really tell in here, but on this side it's just rounded like flesh, but then on the other side it's all, you can sort of see like it's angular, so you can see like the shapes and edges, the hard edges on it. It's a little easier to tell on the back. Yeah, on this side it's just like normal with flesh over it. You can sort of see it on the butt there too. It's easier on his butt. Yeah, right there. Yeah, the thumb should be totally more on the side. It should be like right. Well, it's on the front, but it should be like coming out of here to be correct, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm talking shit about that, but it's actually a pretty useful tool for the fingers. I've used it a couple of times. So, especially for, honestly, what I like to, for part of the reason I got it is for women's fingers, because they're sort of thin fingers, and I struggle with weird poses with women's fingers because they're thin and, you know, they're not all bulky with knuckles like men's. You know, men's you can just do big knuckles and square shapes, but women's are all sleek and have flow to them, just like their bodies. So, yeah, I have one of a female too. You can kind of see same thing. Like one side's angular, and the other side's got a butt. So, and she doesn't have nipples, so I think it should be safe to show on media. But yeah, pretty good little reference to have. Oh, and you can take their heads off too. They come with like 6 different heads. They have like a more basic head, and then they have like a couple different ethnicities, like a black guy and an Indian guy and an Asian guy. Same with the women, and each one has slightly different hairstyle too. So, but yeah, there you go. Cool. Well, back to here for the latecomers to see what I was working on, but I am about to wrap it up. So, but sorry you came in at the tail end VFX time. But yeah, mini studio tour. I do want to do a more official stream or something that I like schedule ahead, where I'll look into more detail of some of the supplies I got too, because I want to try some of them out too. I got some other pens and things too. Oh yeah, I'll show you one last thing I got that I love, which is just a random find at a cheap kids store there. Yeah, weeknights I can't go too late VFX time, sorry. I started about an hour and a half ago, but I'm gonna try to start streaming several times a week though, and always on Mondays, so please come back. And yeah, one last thing before I go. Back to me, full screen here. This is one of my favorite finds there. See this little cat? And it'll actually, see if I can get this, probably won't work here, but it kind of stands on its own. But it's a, if you open it up, it's a pencil holder. It's a art supply case, I love it. And I even have like my little cat pen inside it. So, meow. So, but these are all kinds of like cool like tools I got in Japan just to try out, you know, and then the standard parallel pens and stuff. But yeah, it's so cute. I love them. I want to take this everywhere and have people watch me take supplies out of it. So, and this was like in a place, they have this big mega store there that's like a giant Walmart called Don Quixote. And it's like 4 stories, and they had this in like a kids art section. But Don Quixote's a trip because it's they sell like clothes and suitcases and lingerie, and like they literally have like sex toys, like like pocket pussies and dildos and blow up dolls 2 aisles over from like children's toys, and then 2 aisles more over they have like wigs and lingerie and stuff. So it's a really weird place. But hey, it's very Japan, so it's really fun. And we went there a bunch of times. You can get anything there. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome store, actually. So, but yeah, if you wanted to get like literally, not to give too much TMI, but my wife bought some lingerie and cool contacts and a wig on the same floor that I bought this. And in between where we were both shopping, they also had the suitcase I bought for my all my manga I was bringing back, and they also had the sex toys all on the same floor, all within eyesight of each other. So, yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, and then if you go up another level, they have like all those grabber machines on a whole level, and then they have more shopping stuff. You can get like candy and food and groceries and stuff. And then they even have, if you go to this main one they have down in the central Tokyo, they're like, excuse me, they even have like some K-pop, or well, it'd be J-pop band that they sponsor, and they perform there every night on the top floor. It's nuts, and they all have like cafes in them and stuff. It's pretty neat. So, all right. So yeah, more Japan stories later, and thanks for coming to hang out, y'all. Good to see you, VFX time. Thanks. Good to see you again, Mark and Garrett. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I'll probably stream again this weekend. Next couple nights, I'm gonna be out in the evenings, so probably like Saturday or Sunday I'll do a stream. I might do a co-stream with Rob Norton and Chuck Gibson again too, because we've been wanting to do it for a while. So if we can get that together. But anyway, let's get back. Just one last look at what I was working on for y'all, since the art's what you're here for. Cool. Thanks, VFX time. Good to see you. Hopefully see you next time. And yeah, like I said earlier, I'm trying to do I've just been trying to get back in the swing of it, but I want to start doing more scheduled streams too, so people know when to come. And Monday is definitely what I'm going to do. So usually Mondays around 8 p.m. So, but yeah, here it is. This is from my comic, those that aren't familiar, and it's this really gory sort of parody of the Punisher, and this is just a kind of a pinup of it that I was working on earlier today. So next stream I'll keep working on it probably. You can see it a little better if I turn off the blue. There we go. It's kind of what it's going to look like once it's finished. That's the roughs. So, all right, y'all. Well, thanks. I will catch you all mañana. All right, laters.